everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Shikha and I'm a legal intern at Lexis & Company. I'm a law student from UPS Dehradun. In today's video, we will talk about lifting of corporate veil. But before starting the video, there's a small disclaimer that this video does not solicit any kind of promotion or advertisement as per the guidelines of Bar Council of India. And the only purpose for which the video is made is education purpose. So let's begin with the video. The principle of corporate veil is one of the most important principles in the company law. This principle states that the company or the corporation are distinct and separate from its members. In the case of Solomon versus Solomon, it was stated by the court that the company and its member have distinct legal personality from each other. This principle protects the members or the director, the shareholder, etc. of the company from being personally liable for company's debt or other responsibilities. This principle would have evolved in the last few decades, and now in some exceptional situations, this principle can be neglected by the court. For example, when there is any fraudulent conduct or when there is any conduct which is contrary to the public policy, etc. As we all know that the corporation is an artificial person, that is, it cannot work on its own, and its members are the one who are behind the corporation running the businesses. So in the cases where there is any fraudulent conduct or conduct which are contrary to public policy, or such conducts which are ultra-vires to its article of association, etc., the directors or the members can be held personally liable because they are the one who are actually running the business, running the activities of the corporation. The courts have evolved this principle of lifting of corporate veil in India also. In many cases, we can see that the corporate veil is lifted by the court, and the directors, its members, are punished for violating public policy or any such activities which are contrary to article of association, and many more situations which we will deal in this video later on. In many situations, the director or the members of the corporation gains the benefit of this corporate veil principle. So act as such, and their acts are such that they are harming the public. So the courts have evolved this principle so that they cannot misuse this concept of corporate veil for their own benefit and harm the public. So this concept of lifting of corporate veil or piercing of corporate veil is of immense importance. There are many statutory provisions in the Companies Act of 2013 itself, which states that the corporate veil can be lifted by the court in certain situations. First situation is where the membership of the company is reduced below the statutory minimum. That is below 2 members in case of a private company, and in case of public company it is 7 members. In case the company is running for almost 6 months without the statutory minimum membership which is required by the company law itself, then all the members or all the person who are aware of this statutory that the minimum members requirement is not fulfilled, then they can be held personally liable in this case. The second situation is where the company name is misused. For example, in promissory notes, in checks, etc., where the company name is misused by the officers or the directors of the company, then they can be held personally liable also. The third one is any fraudulent conduct which is conducted by any director or any member of the company, then they can be held personally liable. Also, there are many situations like misrepresentation in the prospectus, like holding subsidiary companies, or where there is some ultra-virus act. Ultra-virus in the sense that they are ultra-virus related to the statute itself and related to the article of association. then also the directors can be held personally liable. There are also many situations where the court can also lift corporate bail even if it is not written in the statute. These situations are as follow. For example, first, to check whether the company is an enemy company. In the case of Dalmia Corporation Limited versus Continental Tires and Rubber Limited, which is here in this case, there was a British company. They were the company which was subsidiary to the German company. It entered into contract with the Continental Tires Company, which is a Great Britain company. When the World War First broke out, the Continental Tires Company refused to pay to the to the other company because it was an enemy company, and during the time of war, the trading between the enemy company was prohibited. So the court here lifted up the corporate veil to check whether the company was truly an enemy company or not. The court found that the company was a subsidiary company to a German corporation, and the company's board of directors or the person who were responsible for the major decision making were all German. So the company was regarded to be an enemy company. Also, in situations where the corporation is solely founded for evasion of any taxes or revenue, the court can lift up the corporate veil. This was said in the case of CIT versus Meenakshi Mills. Also, when the company is a fraud company or it is established for the purpose of escaping any legal obligation, then also the corporate veil can be lifted up to check to held responsible the person who are actually behind such actions. Also, in circumstances where the corporation is solely founded for defrauding any law or for any have caused any improper conduct or have acted in violating any public policy, the court can also lift up the corporate veil and held liable the personnel who are actually responsible for such act. So the corporate veil concept, which protects its members from being personally liable for the company debts, etc. This concept can be neglected by the court in various exceptional cases, so that the directors or the members can be held personally liable for, and they cannot take advantage or misuse this concept of corporate veil and do such act which are contrary to public policy or which harms public. So that's it for today's video. If you have any comment or if you have any feedback, please write it down in the comment section below. Thank you so much.